Welcome back, Guardians. This is Samlab here, also known as Smart Joseph. The new seasonal trailer's come out, so we're going to go ahead and this is my first time watching it without having heard any pre-context or anything, but I have a pretty good idea as to what this season is about, so let's jump into this real quickly. I will mute my mic for now, and I may continue to record, or I'll probably cut this here and then continue.
The lunar pyramid stirs to the Leviathan's call. It manifests our deepest regrets. Where once we banished the nightmares, a new terror rouses them from their slumber. We will not cower in fear of nightmares. We will rise to meet the enemy and confront our darkest fears with open eyes. The nightmares are converging on your location. Begin the harvest. And so you become an eater of fear. Magnificent. It is the beginning of the end.
Holy much. Okay, okay, let's. Bungie, what are you doing to me? My eyes are tearing. First of all, incredible. Bungie, you got, yeah, okay, there's no words. As somebody who loves the narrative of Destiny and the way things are written, I just, honestly, yeah. 100%. This is probably one of the... I feel like this is the pinnacle of seasonal trailers. Or pinnacle of seasons. This right here is like the crux. The crux of where we are in Destiny in this story. This midway point into what the next phase of Destiny is really going to hone in on. And seeing as we're still here, let's break this down, okay? There was a whole lot in this trailer. So the first thing, obviously, is that the Leviathan has returned. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the overall desktop volume so that I can speak over it while it's playing. And hopefully it's not too loud for you guys, and it's not too loud for me. So let's jump back. This looks like, is that the moon? So the Leviathan has been on the moon, or it's just outside of the moon. So that's going to be really interesting for a start. And then of course, we're going into the Leviathan. So it seems like we're going to have this very Glykon-esque feel, but taken to the on a grander scale, obviously, right? Because of everything that happened to Kallus on the Glykon, it would make sense that he would return to his ship, and the same things would begin to happen there. It's this new form of darkness, this tainted form of darkness. Now, I want to touch on something here, and it's subclasses, okay? We know that we have darkness. We have a darkness subclass. Right now we have stasis. I would assume, if Bungie wants to do this, that there would be 2 more subclasses to come. This seasonal trailer, I think, ties into some of that. This particular aspect of darkness, or spectrum, we're going to call it the spectrum of darkness, is one type of darkness, and it has this very like Reaper, I guess, this like Reaper-esque sort of Scorn kind of edge. Obviously, with having done the Glykon mission, Scorn were a heavy emphasis, and I think many people talked about very early on back in Forsaken the idea of the Glykon particularly being evidence of maybe where a future Destiny 2 subclass would be. The second subclass, and somebody in my YouTube comments pointed this out to me like a couple of days back, that I did a video on Luster, and Luster is mentioned a lot during Witch Queen, particularly in relation to Rolk and what Luster is. And there's a couple of lore entries. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description for you to check out. But essentially, Luster was like, I guess I'll describe it as like a internal pyramidal kind of power, which also has the ability to like heal. I would almost say that it like converts energy into like dark matter to repair, okay, to return something that was broken to a previous state, except when it does that, the original thing is no longer the same, like it's been corrupted somehow internally. So these two forms of darkness, sorry, I'm knocking my mic, to be honest, it's Destiny. I'm never almost 100% certain about anything, but for sure I would expect that. So let me continue, because I digressed like huge. Shadows, we saw these shadows in Shadowkeep. If you haven't played Shadowkeep, I highly recommend you play Shadowkeep, because that's one of like the lore from that is going to directly cross section with this. I'm also going to wonder if the pyramid that is still inside the moon is also going to have like a big part to play in this seasonal story. So I expect a lot of activity on the moon to come back in a big way, because that's a really great way to tie the Leviathan into like bounties and activities and public events, etc. Maybe we get a new public event. I don't know. I wishful thinking. I'm a big fan of public events, and it's like one of the core PvE things that I just enjoy about Destiny, and a really great way to experience the game and learn about it. Anyway, let's continue. Right, so hold up a second. So you would have noticed, like I was saying before, there's the evidence of like all the growth that we saw on the Glykon. So you know that this same, whatever happened to Kallus, he's brought it back to the ship, to his Leviathan, and it's like corrupted everything by the looks of it. And if I'm not mistaken, we just had a flash of Kallus, like now. Hold on a second. Yep, there it was. I don't know if I can get the YouTube thing to stop on it per se, but it kind of, I might have to slow it down to catch it, because it's like okay, that's not what I wanted. It's definitely in there. Anyway, if you're, whoever is watching this, if you're able to like, you would have seen it literally just then. There we go. Here's Kallus. Not sure if it's the real one or several copies, because we already know that Kallus has like multiple robotic copies, but for whatever the case may be, he's like corrupted. Massive spoilers here, by the way. I wasn't intending to jump into that, but yeah, let's continue. Obviously the voice we're hearing is Erismorn, so I'm really excited that we're seeing Eris. return again. That's going to be really exciting. There is so much in this. There's so much. Okay, so this is where things get next level. And this is where things scare me. Because this scene right here concerns me about the future of Destiny. Well, okay, now, concerns me about Erismorn's future. We know that in the Dark Future lore book, she's worse than Savathun. Okay, and from the tone, there's like a tone Erismorn has usually. Okay, she's normally like the informant or the person that's like guiding us through the dark to the light. In this trailer, she's guiding us straight through the dark into the dark. It doesn't sound like there's any light at the end of this tunnel, and that's probably what worries me, because she's getting involved in a lot of ways that I didn't anticipate her getting involved right here. Here's Crow, here's the Guardian, here's Zavala, and you'll see as this progresses later on, look at all the weapons, right? The weapons, the armor. This is all like, here's what I'm gonna say. If there was ever a time for what people have wanted for a long time, for Dark Guardians to exist, this is the precursor to it, or the teaser to it, because these armor sets right here are like bad, like I was gonna say like bad to the bone. Like, look at the glaive, look at the hand cannon, look at the, by the way, this is one of the exotic, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a solo weapon, or maybe not. Look at is that a ghost? Look at the ghosts, like, they're completely different. Okay, sorry, I'm like fanboying right now. This video is probably going to be long. We're already 12 minutes in, so strap in, y'all, because we just have to talk about this. So yeah, okay. Hold on a minute. Who was that? Okay, there's some sort of like Reaper figure behind Zavala. No idea what this is. Maybe an Amphion, Amphion, I think they're called. They're like evil black wraith figures that essentially can instantly like just destroy. Sorry, I hope that wasn't too loud. Instantly, like, they can do extreme levels of damage. Anyway, they're like worse than Ahamkara in a sense, because they feed on the light. And Zavala's on his knees, so no idea what's going on. Cannot wait to play this season, but yeah. It also looks like Crow is experiencing pain. There's something behind Crow too, but I can't tell what it is. It's like a shadowy, haunted thing. But he's grabbing at his chest, so I would assume he's in pain, or like the light's being taken from him, maybe. This, I'm gonna assume, is the relic that is gonna be used a lot this season. I'm getting a lot of like Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness kind of vibes. Like, that's what I would 100%. That's what this season is. That's good. I need to tweet that. I'm going to tweet that in after this. So yeah, this is okay. She's talking. Erismorn is talking about facing our fears with open eyes. And this makes me feel like we're going to be embracing the darkness. No idea at this point, as I talk to you, if the director is going to expand more to fit the Leviathan in, or something's going to be removed. Maybe Savathun's Throne World is going to be taken away. That would be weird. That would be crazy though, to do that. So maybe this is just gonna, maybe the Leviathan is just gonna like overlap or sit next to the moon, like it did when it was on Nessus. And I'm hoping that means the Leviathan raids have returned, and if that's the case, also you can get excited for the possibility of being able to do the raids, maybe in a revamped way. Maybe the raids won't come back straight away, but now that we have the Leviathan back, it's a big deal, because I feel like we just jumped to endgame for real now, because if the Leviathan's back, it kind of ties into the Dark Future lorebook in a parallel sense of just like where the story's headed. Of course, like, we haven't had any major fights or battles yet, but we'll see what happens this season. So a really weird thing here. Something. Oh no. Okay, so do we want to think that Zavalas turned evil here? Whatever this relic is, it's having profound impact on Lightbearers, and it doesn't look good. Because we're going from like people facing their shadows. So this is Crow, and I'm gonna assume this is him looking at Aldrin soft maybe, because I can kind of see like hair swept to the left. Really strange stuff is going on here. Here's the armor set and the new seasonal weapons. Obviously, yes, Solar 3.0. Man, I'm really excited for Solar 3.0. There's a lot happening here, guys. So Erismorn mentions about beginning the harvest, so I'm going to assume in order to get rid of the darkness from the Leviathan, I nearly said Glykon, we need to do these like events in order for that to happen. Seasonal events. Alright, sorry about that. I had to answer the door for a second. So let's get back into this. So we have... So there's something that Erismorn says right here that I want you guys to hear that I believe is a really big deal. So let me go back to it.
Magnificent. Magnificent.
So, alright. Somebody who... It's strange to me that she would say magnificent in a way that's like... There was just so much like bloodlust in her voice for what the Guardians are doing. Now, don't get me wrong. I could easily be misinterpreting this. This is all speculation at this point. And she's just responding to the fact that we are doing an excellent job of removing the darkness from the Leviathan. But I highly doubt it. Or at least maybe my understanding is limited, and that's okay. Let's just continue. Alright, so there we have it. Season of the Haunted trailer. You guys let me know in the comment section how you feel about this trailer. I am losing my mind. So off the back of this, later on today, I'm going to do a Twitter Spaces, and I'll put the link in the description for that if you want to join in. What is Twitter Spaces? Twitter Spaces is a social audio conversation. So I'm going to invite a couple of guests, and we're going to just talk about what's happening in the season so far. If for whatever reason it doesn't happen today, check my Twitter. Link again is in the description, and I'll let you guys know, because obviously it's fresh. I know most of my lore nerd fellow lore masters will want to play through a large portion of at least today's story, because everybody's crazy and loves Destiny, and crazy in a good way. I love them all. So I'll see. Like, if nobody's interested, I'll definitely do Twitter Space, and I'll still invite people, and we'll still talk about this stuff, because I know that you guys will have a ton of questions. So look out for that, because these Twitter spaces will be regular. They're going to be once a week, a chance to like deep dive into the lore, chances for you guys to come up and ask questions. Don't worry, Twitter spaces are something that you can listen to whether you have a Twitter account or not, but obviously it's beneficial if you do, because then you can actually participate more and ask questions, or even be brought up to speak and like give a point of view that maybe none of us hosting have considered. So without further ado, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you found it helpful, and remember that no matter what you're going through at this moment in time, you can do all things. Stay safe, and Godspeed.